Here's integrated 3. It's 11-119. It says Gene and Ryan need to save money for their trip to the Galapagos Islands. They currently have 3,000. They figure they will need 4,000 for the trip. They can put the 3,000 into a CD that earns interest compounded continuously. What annual interest rate will the account need so that they can have $4,000 in 10 years? So I got out my continuous interest formula, and this is the amount. So they're wanting the amount to be 4,000. The principal is how much you start with, and then E, and then we don't know what R is, but we put 10 in for the year. So we have to just do some algebra. We're trying to get R by itself so we can find out what the rate is. So just do stuff to both sides of the equation so you can get the R by itself. So we're going to have to, that's going to be 4/3. We're going to have to ln both sides so that we can bring this R down out front. It's one of the logarithm laws. So I'm just going to ln both sides. So ln of 4/3 is just some fraction, or well, I don't know, let's see what it looks like. It's like 0.2876. I think I'm just going to leave it as ln 4/3 until I'm ready, until the end. ln of E is actually 1, and if you don't believe me, you can try it. That's 1. Okay, so this will come out front, and I'll have 10R times 1, because ln E is 1, but I don't want to write the 1 down there. Okay, so I'm getting R by itself, so I want to divide both sides by 10, and then I'll have the R is all by itself, and then I just have to ask my calculator, what is ln? Remember, it was that decimal, ln of 4/3 divided by 10. I should have left that on my calculator. And divide it by 10. Okay, so that's our rate. It's 0.287, I don't know, 7, I guess I'll round it. So that's like 2.88% interest rate. Is that, and I'm going to check that. 19. Yeah, they rounded it to 2.87. So there's letter A. Now letter B, it says instead they can put the money in a savings account that earns 2.75% interest annually, compounded quarterly. And how many years will they have? 4,000. So that's not continuous. That is compounded. It's compound interest. So I got out my compound interest formula. These are both in some math notes boxes, or you can Google them or look on your cheat sheet if you have one. This is the amount and the principal. That's how much you start with. There's the rate, and this is the number of times it gets compounded per year, and then the time is years. So I did mine a little different than your book does, so we'll hope that they both ways work. So I just filled in, they're trying to get 4,000, so I put that in for A. They have 3,000 to start with. They said that the rate was 2.75%, so the decimal approximation of, or the decimal form of that is written here, divided by 4, because it's going to get compounded quarterly, which is 4 times, and then 4t. So You can still do that thing where you divide both sides by 3,000, and then it's just going to be the same thing. It's going to be 4/3 over here. And then I think I'll go ahead and find out what this number is. Okay, there's that. Well, okay, so that's 1.006875 raised to the 4t. So I can't get the t by itself if it's up in an exponent like that. I have to do something to both sides. So I can ln both sides, or I can log both sides so that I can use my law of exponents. I'm going to just log both sides. When I log something, then I can bring this out front. So this is going to look like, I know log of 4/3 is this decimal, but I'm just going to write it as 4/3 so I don't have to round it. And then this comes out front, so this will be 4t times log of 1.006875. So I want the t by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4 and log 1.006875. I'm showing you all the steps, but this could really be done just by typing it into your calculator carefully. Yeah, hopefully I can type it into my calculator carefully. So, log of 4/3. I want to divide it by 4 times log 1. That didn't work. There we go. So it matters the order of operations, so you're going to have to figure out how to get that typed into your calculator so that it will follow the order of operations. I got 10.497. That's going to be years. So I don't know if they want months or if they're okay with just like 10.5 years. Let's look and see how they write their answer. Yeah, they're just saying they round it to 10.5 years. So that would be like 10 years and 6 months-ish. So I'm just going to say 10.5 years. Because, right, close enough.